Morning Live. If you're just joining us, this is our Nutrition and Fitness Day, and we have with us a nutritionist, Ariel Pounder is with us to talk about Nutrition Month. I didn't even know we had a Nutrition Month. So welcome, Ariel.
Thank you very much for having me today. So March is actually National Nutrition Month, right? Empower Nutrition, who I'm working, and we're hoping to celebrate National Nutrition Month by empowering and educating the public on ways that they can improve their health and to change their perspective on food and how they feel and think about food.
Yeah, so you're saying that we need to know there are 5 myths about nutrition that you need to have clarified.
Clarified, right. So very recently, we've had a lot of clients come in telling us these statements that don't necessarily have any scientific background, you know. They are these things that they're circulating everywhere and telling everybody that this is what is true about nutrition. So today we actually gathered 5 of them, the top 5 that we think are the top 5, to kind of debunk the myths, the nutrition myths.
Okay, so
right.
let's get into that.
Right, so the first myth is drinking juice is better than drinking soft drink.
No, right?
No. So what do you think of when you hear juice?
Well, if you're in my house and my husband is making it for you, it's really acid.
Okay.
Because he doesn't put a lot of sugar.
All right.
So nobody drinks that juice.
No. Well, a lot of people, when they think of juice, they actually think of fruits because that's what most juices are made of. So you think nutritious, you think antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, but when you think soft drinks, you think sugar. Artificial, loaded in sugar, not good for you. But the truth is that fruit juices actually have just as much sugar as soft drinks do.
Yes, the ones commercially made.
Right. Most juices, the ones commercially made. If you're squeezing it yourself at home, you can control the amount of sugar you put inside. So the ones that you're buying in the supermarkets or wherever it may be, yes, it does have a lot of sugar.
Same amount almost as a soft drink.
Right. So actually, we did a little survey / comparison where we took a locally produced soft drink and a locally produced fruit juice and compared them, and the results were pretty shocking because the juice had more sugar than the soft drink actually, right? So 16 teaspoons of sugar, the juice had a little bit more, right?
Really?
Exactly. So the reason that sugar is bad is because when you increase a lot of the sugar intake, when you have a lot of sugar, it can cause you to put on weight, so obesity. It increases your risk for diabetes.
Correct.
Right? It also decreases bone health. So for a lot of women who are going through a certain time, when they're postmenopausal and everything, they actually have decreased bone health. So when you're drinking it consistently at a younger age, it can predispose you to those diseases. Right? So what we hope to do is try and give you a few recommendations. So if you do have a juice mouth, there are ways that you can minimize the amount of sugar that you're getting from the juice. Right? The first way is if you're drinking the juice, try and have a little bit of the juice and top it up with water. So you're diluting the juice and you're not having as much sugar for the day. Okay. The best way, ideally, would just to be eat a fruit. Right?
Correct.
Because the fruit has everything nutritious. The thing with the juice is that it lacks the fiber, so you don't feel as full. Correct. So you drink way too much juice, and the fruit.
And the health benefit is minimal because the sugar counteracts everything.
It counteracts everything, exactly. Right? So you'd have way more juice, like 3 to 4 glasses instead of 1 fruit, basically. Right? So that is one way. A lot of people, what we do have them do is to try and kick the sugar or the juice addiction, is we ask them to just drink water instead. Something as simple as that can actually work, in drinking water or tea, you know, to try and get rid of the cravings. And it does work, and it does get your body hydrated and everything. So it's beneficial to have the water instead of the juice.
Correct.
All right? So we go on to myth number 2. Myth number 2 is nuts are high in cholesterol. Have you ever heard that before?
Yes.
Right. So cholesterol, it's very important to note that cholesterol is only found in animal products. Right? So animal products and animal foods. So things like chicken, meat, fish, well, all those things, as well as dairy products. Nuts and seeds, however, have no cholesterol in it. Okay. Right? It is very high in healthy fats. So if you do suffer from high cholesterol, high blood cholesterol, what you can actually do is eat nuts. We do recommend you eat nuts because it does decrease the cholesterol in your body. Okay. All right? Very interestingly enough. Yes. Right? There's also a lot of controversy about eggs. People saying that if you do have high cholesterol, you shouldn't eat eggs. So yes, eggs are high in cholesterol, the egg yolks. But what we noticed, some studies are out there and are proven that even if it has high cholesterol in the eggs, it doesn't affect your blood cholesterol levels. So you can continue having an egg a day or 7 eggs for the week, let's say.
Okay.
All right? All right, so myth number 3 now is when it comes to foods that are good for you, you can eat as much as you want. So very recently we've had a detox session where we had a lady, we were explaining the portion sizes to her. So when I say foods that are good, I mean fruits, nuts, seeds, all those things.
Even fruits are fattening if you have too many fruits.
Right, well, so what the thing is, the main thing with eating too much is everything converts to calories. And with calories, if you're eating in excess, it turns to fat. So when it stores as fat, you start gaining the weight, right? That's what the main thing is. So anything healthy or unhealthy will lead to fat eventually, right? So in the detox, we were explaining the portion sizes for fruits and vegetables. So a portion size for fruit would be like a medium fruit. Right? And we're saying, okay, so if you're trying to lose weight, have about 2 a day. And she says, 2 a day? Well, girl, I have 2 pawpaws for the day. And that's how people think. You know, they're thinking they're eating healthily, they'll eat as much as they want. But in reality, you do have to limit. So it's not eating as much. It's not about eating healthy. Right, well, it's about eating healthy, but it's about limiting the amount that you're eating.
Portion size.
So you're trying to portion out exactly how much you want to eat for the day. Another important thing is when you're eating, you'd have to be active. So you'd have to have a source of getting rid of the excess calories that you're eating, right? So there must be some means. So very importantly is that you have to find some way to be active, whether it's walking, running, swimming, joining a sport, or even doing yoga, right? So that's important, very important for when you're eating. Right? So make sure that you're getting the energy out as well. Right, so myth number 2. Eating after 7 can make you gain weight. Oh, sorry, myth number 4. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Myth number 4.
Yeah, eating too late.
Eating too late, right. So the main thing with that is it's hard to say or give a cutoff point for people because what happens is a lot of people do have jobs outside the 9 to 5 routine. Right, so they do have late night shifts and all those things. So you can't say eating after 5 or 7 or whatever it is because they're going to be hungry, they're going to want to eat. The main issue with that is that when they do eat late, they eat a lot. But the reason for that is most of these people are skipping breakfast, they're skipping meals throughout the day. So when it comes to the night, they have this huge plate of food and it
makes it worse.
It makes it worse, right? So it is important for you to actually make sure that you're getting breakfast daily. So make sure you're getting some form of breakfast. It's usually, a balanced breakfast is usually the best breakfast. We had a smoothies recipe that you can also try. And you're also not trying to skip meals, right? So you're eating consistently throughout the day to prevent the big hunger coming down towards the end of the night where you have to eat too much, right? So what for the 7 hours, instead of after 7 p.m., what I'd say is wait 3 hours, eat 3 hours before you rest. Just allow your body to digest and clean house and everything. So, you know, you have...
And watch your portion size again.
Again, watching your portion sizes is consistent with everything. You know, every meal you'd want to watch the amount that you're eating and making sure you're not eating too much of anything in particular. Because again, everything in moderation. You don't want to eat too much of anything. All right? And the final myth is something that I hear time and time again. Every time somebody talks to me about nutrition, they say, boy, nutrition, that's hard, you know, eating healthy is expensive. But again, it's really not. Most of these people, what they end up doing is they buy breakfast, they buy lunch, they buy dinner. Eating out is almost as expensive or more expensive than eating healthy, right? Most of the time, these people are buying most of their foods out, and that is a huge cost. So what we'd ask you to do is to start preparing your meals at home, you know, buying what you have to cook, and you can easily control your food bill by knowing what you're cooking. Not only do you...
I think that's the most important
planning
thing.
ahead and cooking what you want to cook, so you can control exactly what goes into your food and everything that's there, right? So you're not spending too much money on that. Another way you can do that, another way you can decrease the food cost is by looking for cheaper alternatives or things that are less expensive. So a good example is you'd buy fruits and vegetables in season, right? The ones that are always there and that it'll be always at a cheaper cost, as well as plant-based foods like beans are actually a very filling, nutritious and inexpensive way of getting proper nutrition, the proper nutrients that you like, right? So easily like rice and beans or putting beans in soups or salads, things like that can easily greatly decrease the food cost by the end of the day. One thing I'd have to mention though is if you are starting from scratch, that is where the main cost would come into play, right? So say you have a pantry full of everything junk and you now we're trying to get
Yes.
into the nutrient, the healthy foods. Yes, the healthier versions are a little more costly, but again, when you do change your perspective and do change your way of thinking and buying, you actually save. So let's say olive oil, you're not going to use the whole tub of olive oil in cooking. You're not deep
Yeah.
frying anything. You'll be using a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, so it will last a longer time.
Yeah.
All right? And that's basically it. You know, just knowing exactly.
To change your mindset.
Right,
It's a
changing your-
different
yeah.
approach to healthy living. It's a lifestyle. It's not a fad.
Yeah.
It's not a short-term business. It's something you do for life.
Exactly. So it's not about it's health, it's expensive. You have to change your mentality from thinking it's expensive to, you know, if you do have to change your entire pantry, then do it step by step. You're not going to buy everything at once, you know. Ease into the healthy lifestyle and you will see great rewards in the end.
Correct.
All right?
So Ariel,
Yes.
that's very interesting that people think they know what's.
Yes, and a lot of people think they know everything and then they tell everybody and then, you know, that it just continues like that. You know, the truth never gets revealed by the end of the day.
So it's Nutrition Month, people. So pay a little attention to what you're putting into your system. I think if you're eating at least 90% healthy, you'll have a little 10% junk to go in.
Yeah, every
And
once
you-
in a while you do get the little leeway
yeah,
with it,
because
right?
it's not about being so rigid.
No, it's not about that at all.
It's about a little bit of enjoyment.
Exactly,
So you can have
yes.
a little bit of ice cream, a little bit of chocolate.
Oh my gosh. By little we mean very little, but it really is to focus.
Portion size.
It really is to focus on actively getting the healthy foods constantly in your day, you know, consistently choosing the healthier. Little choices like that can make a difference in the long run, right?
So thank you so much for being here.
All right.
And we hope to have Ariel on again to tell us more about nutrition and healthy lifestyle. And we take a break. When we come back, we have another guest for you.